Hello, good evening, good morning, good afternoon. This is WRYB Radio. My name is James, aka Wabi Sabi J, aka your friendly neighborhood random person on the internet. And I am so glad to have you with us. Streaming a little different today, different time. It is currently 9:53 at night here in Japan. Had a bit of a busy morning and just couldn't do the stream. But I wanted to be consistent and try to do a stream every day. So here I am. On the bright side, for those of you who are in the States who are tuning in, this is your morning show. Good morning. My name is James, and you're going to be joining me as we read through the Bible. This is WRYB Radio. And if you're not sure what the RYB stands for, read your Bible. That's what we're doing out here every day. We are currently reading through the Bible with a goal to finish it before the end of the year. This is going to be no hype. There's no pressure to try to, come through every day. I know you have plans and schedules and appointments, things to be to as well. So don't feel pressure if you miss anything. This is just a time to kind of relax, get into the Word. So whether you're new to the Bible or you are returning to it, or you're putting this one in the background, which I low key kind of hope you are, you're welcome here. Feel free to put me in the background as you're getting ready for your day. If you're over in the States or in other parts of the world, in the Scotland, UK, Ireland, Scotland, England, Ireland, the whole UK, that part of the world, as you are beginning your day, feel free to put me on in the background. I'm gonna be reading through the Bible. I'm gonna be talking about things that stood out to me, conversating with you as you share the things that stood out to you, and it's gonna be a great time as we continue to learn about Jesus, ourselves, and what this life is really about. That's what we do here at RYB Radio. This is what we do here on the stream. So if that's what you're about, learning about Jesus, whether you known him for the longest time since you came out the womb, whether you are interested or whether you have no interest at all, but you are learn about either one of those three things, Jesus, yourself, and what this life is really about, you're in the right place. I just want you to know that. So yesterday, we read through chapters 21 through 27 in the book of Exodus. We read about, I know what we read about at the end, which was the tabernacle and putting all the pieces together. But then we also read about, I can't remember what we read about in chapter 21. And this is really bugging me. Let me just pull open my Bible app so I can go, why? I don't know if it's just my short-term memory or whatever. It's these phones, man. Okay, yeah, we talked about God's laws. Gave the commandments to Moses. Moses is meeting with God. He's receiving the commandments about how the people are to interact with him and interact with each other. And it's very important things because God is in the process of, what's the word I want to say? He saved his people, and now he's separating them from the surrounding nations. He's consecrating them. He's sanctifying them. And this is important in our walk with God. And this is what we're going to be reading about today. And as God is moving people, he's rescued the Israelites from the Egyptians, and now he's taking them to the place that he has promised Abraham. They're going to live in a land flowing with milk and honey. They're going to be in Canaan. And this is just another step in fulfilling that promise. You might be asking yourself, you're going to be reading the Bible, James? What do you want me to do? What should I be doing? Like I said, number one, put me on in the background. You're getting ready for your day. You're on your way to work. You're on your way to school. I'm going to be your morning background track as you are getting ready. I'm going to be reading, and I just hope you can tune in and not tune me out. I'll be your background person. You'll be my foreground people, my foreground folk. That's what I call people here on the stream as I'm chilling in the background, just doing some reading. I'm in the background. You're my foreground folk. Okay. And, but if you want to be a little bit more intentional, I would challenge you to make note of things that stood out to you as we are reading. Make note of things that may have made you uncomfortable, that may have caught your attention while you're listening to me in the background. Things that made you go, "Oh snap! What was that about?" I don't know. That made me feel kind of weird. Or maybe there was something that I read that made you go, "That's amazing. I enjoyed that. That was great." Make note of these things, and after I read, the reading should take about maybe 20-25 minutes. We'll come back, we'll do a little discussion, and we'll have a wonderful time together. I hope you're looking forward to it. I am as well. I'll be honest. I'll be honest with you. I'm a little tired. So forgive me if my energy is a little bit lower today than usual. All right. I'm a little tired. I am got very little sleep the night before. And I had to get up early. Had to go to English club. We've been doing an English club for about, well, I've been part of an English club. How long? A while. Probably like 4 or 5 months, it feels like. I don't know. But it was wonderful. It was great. We just had to get up early to be there. And we met with this, there's this, there's a group of us. There's someone from Korea, and 2 people from China, and then there's like us English speaking people. And there's one lady from Japan. There's one lady who lives here who's Japanese. That's what I'm trying to say. And they're all wanting to better their English, and so they meet with us, and we just chat, we just talk it up, and we make sure we get them into the conversation as well, so that they can build confidence in speaking. And today was just lovely, and I am looking forward to next week. Oh man. So I hope you're doing well. By the way, I talk about the weather. I'm going to talk about the weather almost on every stream, and that's totally fine. Deal with it. It's getting warmer. It is getting warmer, baby. Okay? I love it. Yeah. I need to change that. I need to stop using stock sounds, but hey, that's how I'm feeling right now. Yes. Okay. I like that one. So it is getting warmer today. We got up to 12 degrees Celsius. I was like, which one is it? Which one is it? 12, 13 degrees, and it's only going to get warmer. And I just asked the Lord, please just keep it this way. Keep it this way. If it dips down, it's fine. I totally understand. It's been like this in past years where it's cold. It's the wintertime. It's like it's the end of January. It's beginning of February. It's still cold. But then you see the little light at the end of the tunnel. You feel the warm breeze. And you just think to yourself, oh, can I go from a heavy jacket to a light jacket now? Can I maybe take off a layer? Can I do it? The weather's getting warm. Can I do it? And I'm just hoping that the answer to that question is yes. I can go to a light jacket mode. I can take off a layer. I can just enjoy the warmth, and it just stays warm. Let's keep it. Let's keep the train going. Let's keep the warm train going, please. Because I'm over it. For those of y'all who know me, I'm okay with the cold. I respect the cold. We need all the seasons. All right. Summer, spring, winter, fall. We need all of them. I couldn't live in a place that only did all summer or all winter or one of the two. I need all of them. But if it's going to be cold, it has to snow. That's just my requirement. That's what it is. And this whole time that we live in Japan, we live in Fukuoka. It's in the southern part of Japan. And it does get cold, but it don't snow. And the entire season, I'm thinking, I just want this to be done because what is the point? If you guys like snow, you might not want to live in Fukuoka. You might want to live in Hokkaido. I do want to check out Hokkaido in the wintertime. I want to see what that's like. I want to experience that. It's way up north. It's in the north. It's the northernmost part of Japan, and they get snow. Do a Google search for Hokkaido in the wintertime, and you will get your snow. Okay. Speaking of snow, watch this transition. Watch this transition. I don't got it. I thought I had it. You know what? I thought I had a transition from snow to what we're gonna be reading today, and I don't got it. I don't. It's like, oh man, it'll come to me later. But today we're gonna be reading chapters 28 through 34 in the book of Exodus. We're going to be reading about priestly garments and a little bit more about the tabernacle. We're going to read about. It's going to be great. It's going to be great, guys. So lock in, settle in. You put me on in the background, and I will begin. So if you turn in your Bibles, for those of you who got your Bibles, turn in your Bibles to chapter 28. All right. What I'm going to do, I'm going to hit a couple buttons over here while y'all are going in your Bibles. I'm going to put on my good old Bible reading lo-fi. Y'all know what it is by this time now. And we're going to begin. Yes. I can't read with people singing and lyrics and the fact that is so distracting. But I can read with lo-fi and instrumentals. I can absolutely do that. I don't know how you guys work. Tuning in while I clean. Hi, Yanimoto. All right. So here we go. Hitting a couple more buttons over her. Nope, don't hit that button. Pray for me, guys. I'm so low energy right now. I'm gonna be okay though. We're gonna power through. It's gonna be okay. It's just one of those days. Not every stream is gonna be, high energy, up. It's all good. Some streams I'm just gonna be tired, bro. But no, it's still gonna be good. Okay. It's still gonna be a good stream. All right. No. Okay. Almost there. Yeah, man. Put me on in the background while you're cleaning, on the way to work. I am honored that you would choose me to be your background noise soundtrack. It means a lot. All right. Check. Sounding good. Looking good. Got my tea. And I'm ready. Exodus chapter 28. This is God speaking, and he says, "Then bring near to you Aaron your brother and his sons with him from among the people of Israel to serve me as priests, Aaron and Aaron's sons, Nadab, Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. And you shall make holy garments for Aaron your brother, for glory and for beauty. You shall speak to all the skillful, whom I have filled with the spirit of skill, that they make Aaron's garments to consecrate him for my priesthood. These are the garments that they shall make: a breastpiece, an ephod, a robe, a coat of checkerwork, a turban, and a sash. They shall make holy garments for Aaron your brother and his sons to serve me as priests. They shall receive gold, blue, purple, scarlet yarns, and fine twined linen. And they shall make the gold of ephod, of blue and purple and scarlet yarns, and of fine twined linen, skillfully worked. It shall have two shoulder pieces attached to its two edges, so that it may be joined together. And the skillfully woven band on it shall be made like it, and be of one piece with it, of gold, blue, and purple and scarlet yarns, and fine twined linen. You shall take only 2 onyx stones, and engrave on them the names of the sons of Israel, 6 of their names on the one stone, and the names of the remaining 6 on the other stone, in the order of their birth. As a jeweler engraves signets, so you shall engrave so you shall engrave the 2 stones with the names of the sons of Israel. You shall enclose them in settings of gold filigree, and you shall set the 2 stones on the shoulder pieces and of the ephod as stones of remembrance for the sons of Israel. And Aaron shall bear their names before the Lord on his 2 shoulders for remembrance. You shall make settings of gold filigree, and 2 chains of pure gold, twisted like cords, and you shall attach the corded chains to the settings. You shall make a breastpiece of judgment, in skilled work. In the style of the ephod you shall make it of gold, blue, purple, and scarlet yarns, and fine twined linen you shall make it. It shall be a square and doubled, a span in its length, and a span in its breadth. You shall set in it 4 rows of stones. A row of sardius, topaz, carbuncle shall be the first row. The second row an emerald, a sapphire, and a diamond. And the third row a jacinth, an agate, an amethyst, and the fourth row a beryl, an onyx, and a jasper. They shall be set in gold filigree. There shall be 12 stones with their names, according to the names of the sons of Israel. They shall be like signets, each engraved with its name, for the 12 tribes. You shall make for the breastpiece twisted chains like cords of pure gold. And you shall make for the breastpiece 2 rings of gold, and put the 2 rings on the 2 edges of the breastpiece. And you shall put the 2 cords of gold in the 2 rings at the edges of the breastpiece. The 2 ends of the 2 cords you shall attach to the 2 settings of filigree, so you attach it in front to the shoulder pieces of the ephod. You shall make 2 rings of gold, and put them at the 2 ends of the breastpiece, on its side edge next to the ephod. And you shall make 2 rings of gold, and attach them in front to the lower part of the 2 shoulder pieces of the ephod, at its seam, above the skillfully woven band of the ephod. And they shall bind the breastpiece by its rings to the rings of the ephod with a lace of blue, so that it may lie skillfully woven on the skillfully woven band of the ephod, so that the breastpiece shall not come loose from the ephod. So Aaron shall bear the names of the sons of Israel in the breastpiece of judgment on his heart when he goes into the holy place to bring them to regular remembrance before the Lord. And in the breastpiece of judgment you shall put the Urim and the Thummim, and they shall be on Aaron's heart when he goes in before the Lord. Thus Aaron shall bear the judgment of the people of Israel on his heart before the Lord regularly. You shall make the robe of ephod all of blue. It shall have an opening in the head in the middle of it, with a woven binding around the opening, like the opening of a garment, so that it may not tear. On its hem you shall make pomegranates of blue and purple and scarlet yarns, around its hem with bells of gold between them, a golden bell and a pomegranate, around the hem of the robe. And it shall be on Aaron when he ministers, and its sound shall be heard when he goes into the holy place before the Lord, and when he comes out, so that he does not die. You shall make a plate of pure gold and engrave on it, like the engraving of a signet, holy to the Lord. And you shall fasten it on the turban by a cord of blue. It shall be on the front of the turban. It shall be on Aaron's forehead, and Aaron shall bear any guilt from the holy things that the people of Israel consecrate as their holy gifts. It shall regularly be on his forehead, that he may be accepted before the Lord. You shall weave the coat in checkerwork of fine linen, and you shall make a turban of fine linen, and you shall make a sash embroidered with needlework. For Aaron's sons you shall make coats and sashes and caps. You shall make them for glory and beauty. And you shall put them on Aaron your brother, and on his sons with them, and shall anoint them and ordain them and consecrate them, that they may serve me as priests. You shall make for them linen undergarments to cover their naked flesh. They shall reach from the hips to the thighs, and they shall be on Aaron and on his sons when they go into the tent of meeting, or when they come near to the altar to minister in the holy place, lest they bear guilt and die. This shall be a statute forever for him and for his offspring after him. Chapter 29. Now this is what you shall do to them to consecrate them, that they may serve me as priests. Take 1 bull of the herd and 2 rams without blemish, and unleavened bread, unleavened cakes mixed with oil, and unleavened wafers speared with oil. You shall make them of fine wheat flour. You shall put them in 1 basket, and bring them in the basket, and bring the bull and the 2 rams. You shall bring Aaron and his sons to the entrance of the tent of meeting, and wash them with water. Then you shall take garments, and put on Aaron the coat and the robe of the ephod, and the ephod and the breastpiece, and gird him with the skillfully woven band of the ephod. And you shall set the turban on his head, and put the holy crown on the turban. You shall take the anointing oil, and pour it on his head, and anoint him. Then you shall bring his sons, and pour coats on them, and put coats on them. And you shall gird Aaron and his sons with sashes, and bind caps on them. And the priesthood shall be theirs by a statute forever. Thus you shall ordain Aaron and his sons. Then you shall bring the bull before the tent of meeting. Aaron and his sons shall lay their hands on the head of the bull. Then you shall kill the bull before the Lord at the entrance of the tent of meeting, and shall take part of the blood of the bull and put it on the horns of the altar with your finger, and the rest of the blood you shall pour out at the base of the altar. And you shall take all the fat that covers the entrails, and the long lobe of the liver, and 2 kidneys with the fat that is on them, and burn them on the altar. But the flesh of the bull, and its skin, and its dung, you shall burn with fire outside the camp. It is a sin offering. Then you shall take 1 of the rams, and Aaron and his sons shall lay their hands on the head of the ram, and you shall kill the ram, and take its blood, and throw it against the sides of the altar. Then you shall cut the ram into pieces, and wash its entrails and its legs, and put them with its pieces and its head, and burn the whole ram on the altar. It is a burnt offering to the Lord. It is a pleasing aroma, a food offering to the Lord. You shall take the other ram, and Aaron and his sons shall lay their hands on the head of the ram, and you shall kill the ram and take part of its blood, and put it on the tip of the right ear of Aaron, and on the tips of the right ears of his sons, and on the thumbs of their right hands, and on the great toes of their right feet, and throw the rest of the blood against the sides of the altar. Then you shall take part of the blood that is on the altar, and of the anointing oil, and sprinkle it on Aaron and his garments, and on his sons and his sons' garments with him. He and his garments shall be holy, and his sons garments with him. You shall also take the fat from the ram, and the fat tail, and the fat that covers the entrails, and the long lobe of the liver, and the 2 kidneys with the fat that is on them, and the right thigh, for it is a ram of ordination, and 1 loaf of bread, and 1 cake of bread made with oil, and 1 wafer out of the basket of unleavened bread that is before the Lord. You shall put these on the palms of Aaron and on the palms of his sons, and wave them for a wave offering before the Lord. Then you shall take them from their hands, and burn them on the altar on top of the burnt offering, as a pleasing aroma before the Lord. It is a food offering to the Lord. You shall take the breast of the ram of Aaron's ordination, and wave it for a wave offering before the Lord, and it shall be your portion. And you shall consecrate the breast of the wave offering that is waved, and the thigh of the priest's portion that is contributed from the ram of ordination, from what was Aaron's and his sons. It shall be for Aaron and his sons as a perpetual due from the people of Israel, for it is a contribution. It shall be a contribution from the people of Israel, from their peace offerings, their contribution to the Lord. The holy garments of Aaron shall be for his sons after him. They shall be anointed with them and ordained in them. The son who succeeds him as a priest, who comes into the tent of meeting to minister in the holy place, shall wear them 7 days. You shall take the ram of ordination and boil its flesh in a holy place. And Aaron and his sons shall eat the flesh of the ram and the bread that is in the basket in the entrance of the tent of meeting. They shall eat those things with which atonement was made at their ordination and consecration, but an outsider shall not eat of them, because they are holy. And if any of the flesh for the ordination or of the bread remain until morning, then you shall burn the remainder with fire. It shall not be eaten, because it is holy. Thus you shall do to Aaron and his sons, according to all that I have commanded you. Through 7 days you shall ordain them, and every day you shall offer a bull as a sin offering for atonement. Also you shall purify the altar when you make atonement for it, and shall anoint it to consecrate it. 7 days you shall make atonement for the altar and consecrate it, and the altar shall be most holy. Whatever touches the altar shall become holy. Now this is what you shall offer on the altar: two lambs a year old, day by day regularly. 1 lamb you shall offer in the morning, and the other lamb you shall offer at twilight. And with the first lamb, a 10th measure of fine flour mingled with 1/4 of a hin of beaten oil, and 1/4 of a hin of wine for a drink offering. The other lamb you shall offer at twilight, and shall offer with it a grain offering, and its drink offering as is in the morning, for a pleasing aroma, a food offering to the Lord. It shall be a regular burnt offering throughout your generations at the entrance of the tent of meeting before the Lord, where I will meet with you, to speak with you there. There I will meet with the people of Israel, and it shall be sanctified by my glory. I will consecrate the tent of meeting and the altar. Aaron also and his sons I will consecrate to serve me as priests. I will dwell among the people of Israel, and I will be their God. And they shall know that I am the Lord their God, who brought them out of the land of Egypt, that I might dwell among them. I am the Lord their God. Hi, Floofy Monster. Hey, thanks for the raid. Thank you so much, guys. We're just reading through the Bible. This is WRYB Radio. My name is James, a.k.a. YB Cyber J, a.k.a. your friendly neighborhood random person on the internet. If you're not sure what the RYB stands for, that's what we're doing right now. Thank you so much for joining. I'm going to continue reading the rest of our reading for today. Feel free to hang around, make notes, highlight whatever sticks out with you. Instructions are at the bottom of the screen. Floofy Monster, I hope you had a wonderful stream. Thank you so much for choosing to raid me, choosing to spend time here. Feel free to put me on in the background as you are doing your thing, getting ready for your day, getting ready for work or school. I'm going to read the rest of the chapters for today. We're going to do a little break, and then we're going to come back and chat about the things that we highlighted, the things that stuck out to us. So I hope you hang around. If you got to go, totally understand. But thank you. Thank you so much. I'm going to continue reading, and I'll be back with you guys in just a second. Exodus chapter 30. You shall make an altar on which to burn incense. You shall make it of acacia wood. A cubit shall be its length, and a cubit its breadth. It shall be square, and 2 cubits shall be its height. Its horns shall be 1 piece with it. You shall overlay it with pure gold, its top and around its sides and around its horns. You shall make a molding of gold around it, and you shall make 2 golden rings for it. Under its molding, on 2 opposite sides, you shall make them, and they shall be holders for poles with which to carry it. You shall make the poles of acacia wood, and overlay them with gold, and you shall put in front of it. You shall put it in front of the veil that is above the ark of the testimony, in front of the mercy seat that is above the testimony, where I will meet with you. And Aaron shall burn fragrant incense on it. Every morning when he dresses the lamps, he shall burn it. And when Aaron sets up the lamps at twilight, he shall burn it, a regular incense offering before the Lord throughout your generations. You shall not offer unauthorized incense on it, or a burnt offering, or a grain offering, and you shall not pour a drink on it. Aaron shall make atonement on its horns once a year. With the blood of the sin offering of atonement, he shall make atonement for it once a year throughout your generations. It is most holy to the Lord. Thus the Lord said to Moses, when you take the census of the people of Israel, then each shall give a ransom for his life to the Lord when you number them, that there be no plague among them when you number them. Each one who is numbered in the census shall give this, half a shekel according to the shekel of the sanctuary. The shekel is 20 gerahs. half a shekel as an offering to the Lord. Everyone who is numbered in the census from 20 years old and upward shall give the Lord's offering. The rich shall not give more, and the poor shall not give less than half a shekel. When you give the Lord's offering to make atonement for your lives, you shall take the atonement money from the people of Israel and shall give it for the service of the tent of meeting, that it may bring the people of Israel to remembrance before the Lord, so as to make atonement for your lives. The Lord said to Moses, "You shall also make a basin of bronze, with its stand of bronze for washing. You shall put it between the tent of meeting and the altar, and you shall put water in it, with which Aaron and his sons shall wash their hands and their feet. When they go into the tent of meeting, or when they come near to the altar to minister, to burn a food offering to the Lord, they shall wash with water so that they may not die. They shall wash their hands and their feet so that they may not die. It shall be a statute forever to them, even to him and to his offspring throughout their generations." The Lord said to Moses, "Take the finest spices of liquid myrrh, 500 shekels, and of sweet-smelling cinnamon, half as much, that is 250, and 250 of aromatic cane, and 500 of cassia, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, and a hin of olive oil. And you shall make of these a sacred anointing oil blended as by the perfumer. It shall be a holy anointing oil. With it you shall anoint the tent of meeting and the ark of the testimony, and the table and all its utensils, and the lampstand and its utensils, and the altar of incense, and the altar of burnt offering with all its utensils, and the basin and its stand. You shall consecrate them, that they may be most holy. Whatever touches them will become holy. You shall anoint Aaron and his sons, and consecrate them, that they may serve me as priests. And you shall say to the people of Israel, This shall be my holy anointing oil throughout your generations. It shall not be poured on the body of an ordinary person, and you shall make no other like it in composition. It is holy, and it shall be holy to you. Whoever compounds any like it, or whoever puts any of it on an outsider, shall be cut off from his people." Then the Lord said to Moses, "Take sweet spices, stacte, onycha, and galbanum, sweet spices with pure frankincense. Of each shall there be an equal part. And make an incense blended as by the perfumer, seasoned with salt, pure and holy. You shall beat some of it very small, and put part of it before the testimony in the tent of meeting, where I shall meet with you. It shall be most holy for you. And the incense that you shall make according to its composition, you shall not make for yourselves. It shall be holy. It shall be for you holy to the Lord. Whoever makes any like it to use as perfume shall be cut off from his people." Chapter 31. The Lord said to Moses, "See, I have called by name Bezalel, son of Uri, son of Hur, of the tribe of Judah, and I have filled him with the Spirit of God, with ability and intelligence, with knowledge and all craftsmanship, to devise artistic designs, to work in gold, silver, and bronze, in cutting stones for setting, and in carving wood, to work in every craft. Behold, I have appointed him Aholiab, the son of Ahisamach, of the tribe of Dan. And I have given to all able men ability, that they may make all that I have commanded you: the tent of meeting, and the ark of the testimony, and the mercy seat that is on it, and all the furnishings of the tent, the table and its utensils, and the pure lampstand with all its utensils, and the altar of incense, and the altar of burnt offering with all its utensils, and the basin and its stand, and finely worked garments, the holy garments for Aaron the priest, and the garments of his sons for their service as priests, and the anointing oil and the fragrant incense for the holy place. According to all that I have commanded you, they shall do." And the Lord said to Moses, "You are to speak to the people of Israel and say, Above all, you shall keep my Sabbath. For this is a sign between me and you throughout your generations, that you may know that I, the Lord, sanctify you. You shall keep the Sabbath, because it is holy for you. Everyone who profanes it shall be put to death. Whoever does any work on it, that soul shall be cut off from among his people. 6 days work shall be done, but the seventh day is a Sabbath of solemn rest, holy to the Lord. Whoever does any work on the Sabbath day shall be put to death. Therefore the people of Israel shall keep the Sabbath, observing the Sabbath throughout their generations as a covenant forever. It is a sign between me and the people of Israel, that in 6 days the Lord made the heavens and the earth, and on the seventh day he rested and was refreshed. And he gave to Moses, when he had finished speaking with him on Mount Sinai, the 2 tablets of the testimony, tablets of stone, written with the finger of God. Chapter 32. When the people saw that Moses delayed and came down the mountain, the people gathered themselves together to Aaron and said to him, "Up, make us gods who shall go before us. As for this Moses, the man who brought us out of the land of Egypt, we do not know what has become of him." So Aaron said to them, "Take off the rings of gold that are in the ears of your wives, your sons, and your daughters, and bring them to me." So all the people took off the rings of gold that were in their ears and brought them to Aaron. And he received the gold from their hand and fashioned it with a graving tool and made a golden calf. And they said, "These are your gods, O Israel, who brought you up out of the land of Egypt." When Aaron saw this, he built an altar before it. And Aaron made a proclamation and said, "Tomorrow shall be a feast to the Lord." And they rose up early the next day and offered burnt offerings and peace offerings. And the people sat down to eat and drink up and rose up to play. And the Lord said to Moses, "Go down, for your people, whom you brought up out of the land of Egypt, have corrupted themselves. They have turned aside quickly out of the way that I commanded them. They have made for themselves a golden calf, and have worshipped it, and sacrificed to it, and said, 'These are your gods, O Israel, who brought you up out of the land of Egypt.' And the Lord said to Moses, I have seen this people, and behold, it is a stiff-necked people. Therefore, let me alone, that my wrath may burn hot against them, and I may consume them, in order that I may make a great nation of you." But Moses implored the Lord his God, and said, "O Lord, why does your wrath burn hot against your people, whom you have brought out of the land of Egypt with a great power and with a mighty hand? Why should the Egyptians say, 'With evil intent did he bring them out, to kill them in the mountains, and to consume them from the face of the earth?' Turn from your burning anger, and relent from this disaster against your people. Remember Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, your servants, to whom you swore by your own self, and said to them, 'I will multiply your offspring as the stars of heaven, and all this land that I have promised I will give to your offspring, and they shall inherit it forever.' And the Lord relented from the disaster that he had spoken of bringing on his people. Then Moses turned and went down from the mountain with the 2 tablets of testimony in his hand, the tablets that were written on both sides, on front and back they were written. The tablets were the work of God, and the writing was of the writing of God, engraved on the tablets. When Joshua heard the noise of the people as they shouted, 'There's a noise of war in the camp.' But he said, 'It is not the sound of shouting or for victory, nor the cry of defeat, but the sound of singing that I hear.' And as soon as he came near the camp and saw the calf and dancing, Moses' anger burned hot, and he threw the tablets out of his hands and broke them at the foot of the mountain. He took the calf that he had made and burned it with fire, and ground it to powder and scattered it on the water, and made the people drink it. And Moses said to Aaron, 'What did this people do to you that you have brought such a great sin upon them?' And Aaron said, 'Let not the anger of my Lord burn hot. You know the people, that they are set on evil. For they said to me, Make us gods who go before us. As for this Moses, the man who brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we do not know what has become of him.' So I said to them, 'Let any who have gold take it off.' So they gave it to me, and I threw it into a fire, and out came this calf. And when Moses saw that the people had broken loose, for Aaron had let them break loose, to the derision of their enemies, then Moses stood in the gate of the camp and said, 'Who is on the Lord's side? Come to me.' And all the sons of Levi gathered around him. Then he said to them, Thus says the Lord of God of Israel, put your sword on your side, each of you, and go to and fro from gate to gate throughout the camp, and each of you kill his brother and his companion and his neighbor. And the sons of Levi did according to the word of Moses. And that day about 3,000 men of the people fell. And Moses said, today you have been ordained for the service of the Lord, each one at the cost of his son and of his brother, so that he might bestow a blessing upon you this day. The next day Moses said to the people, you have sinned a great sin. Now I will go up to the Lord. Perhaps I can make atonement for your sin. So Moses returned to the Lord and said, alas, this people have sinned a great sin. They have made for themselves gods of gold. But now if you will forgive their sin, if not, please blot me out of your book that you have written. But the Lord said to Moses, whoever has sinned against me, I will blot out of my book. But go now, lead the people to the place about which I have spoken to you. Behold, my angel will go before you. Nevertheless, in the day when I visit, I will visit their sin upon them. Then the Lord sent a plague on the people because they made the calf, the one that Aaron made. Chapter 33. The Lord said to Moses, depart, go up from here, you and the people whom you have brought up out of the land of Egypt, to the land of which I swore to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, saying, to your offspring I will give it. I will send an angel before you, and I will drive out the Canaanites, the Amorites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites. Go up to a land flowing with milk and honey, but I will not go up among you, lest I consume you on the way, for you are a stiff-necked people. When the people heard this disastrous word, they mourned, and no one put on his ornaments. For the Lord had said to Moses, say to the people of Israel, you are a stiff-necked people. If for a single moment I should go up among you, I would consume you. So now take off your ornaments, that I may know what to do with you. Therefore the people of Israel stripped themselves of their ornaments from Mount Horeb onward. Now Moses used to take the tent and pitch it outside of the camp, far off from the camp, and he called it the tent of meeting. And everyone who sought the Lord will go out to the tent of meeting, which was outside the camp. Whenever Moses went out to the tent, all the people would rise up, and each would stand at his tent door and watch Moses until he had gone into the tent. When Moses entered the tent, the pillar of cloud would descend and stand at the entrance of the tent, and the Lord would speak with Moses. And when all the people saw the pillar of cloud standing at the entrance of the tent, all the people would rise up and worship, each at his tent door. Thus the Lord used to speak Moses face to face, as a man speaks to his friend. When Moses turned again into the camp, his assistant Joshua, the son of Nun, a young man, would not depart from the tent. Moses said to the Lord, see, you say to me, bring up this people, but you have not let me know whom you will send with me. Yet you have said, I know you by name, and that you have also found favor in my sight. Now, therefore, if I have found favor in your sight, please show me your ways, that I may know you in order to find favor in your sight. Consider, too, that this nation is your people. And he said, my presence will go with you, and I will give you rest. And he said to him, if your presence will not go with me, do not bring us up from here. For how shall it be known that I have found favor in your sight, I and your people? Is it not your going with us, so that we are distinct, I and your people, from every other people on the face of the earth? And the Lord said to Moses, this very thing ye have spoken I will do, for you have found favor in my sight, and I know you by name. Moses said, please show me your glory. And he said, I will make all my goodness pass before you, and will proclaim you before you. And he said, I will make all my goodness pass before you, and will proclaim before you my name, the Lord. And I will be gracious to whom I will be gracious, and I will show mercy on whom I will show mercy. But, he said, you cannot see my face, for man shall not see me and live. And the Lord said, behold, there is a place by me where you shall stand on the rock. And while my glory passes, I will put you in a cleft of the rock, and I will cover you with my hand until I have passed by. Then I will take away my hand, and you shall see my back, but my face shall not be seen. Chapter 34. The Lord said to Moses, "Cut for yourself 2 tablets of stone like the first, and I will write on the tablets the words that were on the first tablets, which you broke. Be ready by morning, and come up in the morning to Mount Sinai, and present yourself there to me on the top of the mountain. No one shall come up with you, and let no one be seen throughout all the mountain. Let no flocks or herds graze opposite that mountain." So Moses cut 2 tablets of stone like the first, and he rose early in the morning, and went up on Mount Sinai as the Lord had commanded him, and took in his hand 2 tablets of stone. The Lord descended in the cloud, and stood with him there, and proclaimed the name of the Lord. The Lord passed before him, and proclaimed, the Lord, a God merciful and gracious, slow to anger, and abounding in steadfast love and faithfulness, keeping steadfast love for thousands, forgiving iniquity and transgression and sin, but will by no means clear the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers on the children and the children's children to the 3rd and 4th generation. And Moses quickly bowed his head toward the earth and worshipped. And he said, "If I have now found favor in your sight, O Lord, please let the Lord go in the midst of us. It is a stiff-necked people, and pardon our iniquity and our sin, and take us for your inheritance." And he said, "Behold, I am making a covenant. Before all your people I will do marvels, such as have not been created in all the earth or in any nation. And all the people among whom you are shall see the work of the Lord. For it is an awesome thing that I will do with you. Observe what I command you this day. I will drive out before you the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites. Take care, lest you make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land to which you go, lest it become a snare in your midst. You shall tear down their altars and break their pillars and cut down their Asherim, for you shall worship no other God, for the Lord, whose name is a jealous God. Lest you make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, and when they whore after their gods and sacrifice to their gods, and you are invited, you eat of his sacrifice, and you take of their daughters for your sons, and their daughters whore after their gods, and make your sons whore after their gods. You shall not make for yourself any gods of cast metal. You shall keep the feast of unleavened bread. 7 days you shall eat unleavened bread, as I commanded you, at the time appointed in the month Abib. For in the month Abib you came out of Egypt. All that open the womb are mine. All your male livestock, the firstborn of cow and sheep, the firstborn of a donkey, you shall redeem with a lamb. Or if you will not redeem it, you shall break its neck. All the firstborn of your sons you shall redeem, and none shall appear before me empty-handed. 6 days you shall work, but on the 7th day you shall rest. In plowing time and in harvest you shall rest. You shall observe the Feast of Weeks, the firstfruits of wheat harvest, and the feast of ingathering at year's end. 3 times in the year you shall all your males appear before the Lord, the God of Israel. For I will cast out nations before you and enlarge your borders. No one shall covet your land when you go up to appear before the Lord your God 3 times in the year. You shall not offer the blood of my sacrifice with anything leavened, or let the sacrifice of the feast of Passover remain until the morning. The best of the firstfruits of your ground you shall bring to the house of the Lord your God. You shall not boil a young goat in its mother's milk. And the Lord said to Moses, Write these words, for in accordance with these words I have made a covenant with you and with Israel. So he was there with the Lord 40 days and 40 nights. He neither ate bread nor drank water. And he wrote on the tablets the words of the covenant, the 10 commandments. When Moses came down from Mount Sinai with the 2 tablets of the testimony in his hand as he came down from the mountain, Moses did not know that the skin of his face shone because he had been talking with God. Aaron and all the people of Israel saw Moses, and behold, the skin of his face shone, and they were afraid to come near him. But Moses called to them, And Aaron and all the leaders of the congregation returned to him, and Moses talked with them. Afterward, all the people of Israel came near, and he commanded them all that the Lord had spoken with him on Mount Sinai. And when Moses had finished speaking with them, he put a veil over his face. Whenever Moses went in before the Lord to speak with him, he would remove the veil until he came out. And when he came out and told the people of Israel what he was commanded, the people of Israel would see the face of Moses, that the skin of Moses' face was shining. And Moses would put the veil over his face again until he went to speak with him. This is WRYB Radio. My name is James, aka YB Sabi J. We just got finished reading through chapters 28 to 34 in the book of Exodus. I hope you enjoyed it. I found it to be a lot of things. It was enriching. It was encouraging. There were a lot of reminders for me. I hope you took notes. I hope that you found it to be fulfilling as well. We're gonna take a little break, and we're gonna come back, and we're gonna just talk about those things that we found encouraging, enriching, inciting, whatever your thoughts that you had. I want to hear them, but just hold on. Don't say anything. Don't say anything yet. Don't put it out yet. Just hold on real fast, because I've been talking a good bit, so my voice is kind of dry. So I'm gonna get some tea, get something to drink, and I'll come back and I'm be ready to converse with you, to talk with you, everything, hear and see everything you guys say about what we read today. And I'm gonna put a little song on for you guys. We're gonna put a little break, and then we're gonna be right back. This is WRYB Radio. My name is James. Thank you so much for listening. See you on the other side. It's WRYB Radio. Little Spillhouse Psalm 3. Do you know the Lord is a shield around you each and every day? My name is James, a.k.a. Wabi Sabi J, a.k.a. your friendly neighborhood random person on the internet. Welcome back. If you don't know what the RYB stands for, that's what we out here doing each and every day with the goal to read through the Bible before the end of the year. Thank you so much for joining. Thanks again. Shout out to Floofy Monster for the raid. I greatly appreciate it. I'm grateful. Sorry I didn't respond right away. I tried not to interrupt the Bible reading and stuff, but I respond whenever it's a little short pause and all those things. Again, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. We just got finished reading through chapters 28 through 34 in the book of Exodus. There's a lot. I don't know if you guys feel. I'm kind of I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I know just reading through all the different parts of the tabernacle and the robe, it could just seem like a lot, and I totally get it. We're gonna talk about all those things and more. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on all of it. If you have anything at all, please feel free to make your thoughts, feelings, and emotions known in the chat. Also, no, for those of you who are on Twitch, you can use the channel points. Use those things. I know you've been accumulating them and build them, but y'all hardly use them for stuff. Feel free to use them to say hello. Got a question about something. If you don't understand anything, there's channel points and reactions to use for that. So have fun with that in the chat. It's gonna be a great time. And so I'm gonna talk to you about some things that stood out to me in our reading today. I'm back. I got my tea. You hear my voice? I feel so much better now. Take another swig here. There we go. But now I want to talk about what stood out to me. First up, we're going to talk about the robe and the ephod, the bit about the stones. So we have this garment here, and I'm gonna, like I did yesterday in our last stream, I'm gonna pull up something for you guys just so you have a visual, because it's just always good if you don't have a reference for these things. It's hard to have any idea what's being discussed. So let me do a quick Googles for what the robe looked like. I got a sneeze coming on. I'm trying to type this and get this sneeze out of me. Hold on. Is it coming? Hold on. Is it coming out? Hold on. Wait. I don't know. Nope. It's not. False alarm. Let me see. Okay. I like this. Little diagrams explaining things. Okay. All right. Yeah, I think this one is good. I think this little image shall be good. I'm going to hit this button here. You guys should be able to see this. Oh, look at that. Check it out. So if you're like, man, bro, what is this? Can I zoom in? Can we zoom in? Oh, yeah. Here we go. All right. Okay, so this is what the robe would look like. Let me zoom out for you so you can kind of get the whole bit. Actually, I'll just do this. I'll try to zoom out. There we go. So it was pretty exquisite. It was pretty extensive. There was a lot that went into this robe, and God doesn't play. Everything is for a purpose. Okay, the the robe was for. So sorry. So you have the plates of gold. You have the fastening. Everything's supposed to be fastened. You have the blue cord to be attached to the turban. And I just like the detail with which God gives to Moses to have everything constructed. Like there's no room for any guesswork or anything like that. And what's it? Not to you. Sorry. So on the ephod, right? There has to be 12 stones, and they're all for the 12 tribes of Israel. And like and you have the bottom with the gold bells and the pomegranates. And as I understand, when Aaron goes into the most holy place, and if like I think the idea is that if you don't hear anything, then you have to like go in and try to get him. It's like a sign that he's might have passed away or fallen or something like that. So he says the sound of the bells will be heard when he enters the most holy place before the Lord, and when he comes out, so that he might not die. So this is what it looked like. It's very exquisite. It's very pretty. I mean, we don't wear anything like this today, but man, look at this. Could you imagine if we did? So the priests were chosen. Aaron, his sons, Nadab, Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. They had the role of going before the God into the most holy place and being what's the word I'm looking for? So once a year, the priest would go into the most holy place to to ask for God's forgiveness on behalf of the people, and their sins would be forgiven, and their sins and their iniquity would be put on this calf, and the calf would be the Bible calls it like the scapegoat, and it would be sent away. So that's kind of the role, one of the roles of the priests anyway. Okay. So, yeah, there's a lot. Just like there's a lot of detail that goes into it, and I know that like when you're reading it, it's just like, bro, can we get to like the stuff that happens? Can we get to all? But like this is part of the stuff. This is it. This is God's ways are higher than our ways. He has a plan, and before he brings them into the land that he's promised for them, he has to like consecrate them and sanctify them and prepare them. Like this is the whole thing. If you're wondering why all this stuff is happening, it's just God is just preparing his people for what is happening next, for what he has for them next. If it were my supposition, my guess, like from my perspective, we read about the mindset that the Israelites had. The Lord calls them a stiff-necked people. It's just and it's my reminder that, bro, the Israelites, they were people, man. They messed up. They fell short. They did things they weren't supposed to do. And it's just my reminder that no, like these were not a perfect people. They were not, they were chosen, but they were not perfect people. And they had to be sanctified. They had to be made new. For those of you who might not be familiar with that word, like sanctified and consecrated, I'm using a lot of Christianese terms. I'm just now realizing. So when you're gonna hear this a lot as when we read through the Bible, like God chose the Israelites to be his people, not for anything special, not because they were strong or intelligent or anything. Like, we clearly read about their shortcomings, so it really wasn't anything great about them to be chosen. He just, like, this is the people that he chose to, represent him. Like, this is how he's going to show himself in the world, through these people. But when we look at the character of God, one of the ways that we can describe him is holy. And that word is very important. We got, like, if you're new to the Bible, if you're interested, if you're like wanting to learn more, write down that word. We read that word a lot today in his read. I'm pretty sure we read it a lot yesterday, and we're gonna see that word a lot, like holy. And it, for not lack of a better term, to make it plain, one of the words that we can use is to be set apart. So, for example, in this verse here in chapter 28, verse 2, it says, "You shall make holy garments for Aaron and your brother." Hi, Ocean. Thank you for the lurk. You shall make holy garments for Aaron and your brother, for glory and for beauty. So that word holy, you can kind of interchange that with separate, distinct, separated for a purpose. So these weren't just garments that you could just wear every day and for whatever purpose, for anything. No, they were garments that were separate from what you would usually wear. They were made for a certain purpose. And God is holy. And I mean, in the sense of God, like, holy means so much more, but separate can be applied to him as well. Like, God is separate from anything else in all creation. He is above creation. He is outside of time. He made us. He knows the beginning from the end. He is all seeing, all knowing. There is nothing like him in all the universe. When you believe in multiverse, there's nothing like him in any universe, because he's above all of it. He's outside of all of it. And I think God is not going to just, as he's chosen these people and he's going to sanctify them. I'm using that word again. So I'm making it plain. When I say making it plain, like, I'm using a word that's, like, I don't feel like is the best word I could be using. So to sanctify is to make set apart, right? That could be like cleaning something so that it's set apart. When we think of sanctifying in Christian culture, we think of washing something. Like when you're baptized, you're sanctified and you're washed and you're made new, and now, like, you're different from the person who you were before. Okay. So when we say sanctified, we're talking about being made new. When we say sanctified, we're talking about like a distinction. You think of like either turning directions or turning a corner. Like there's something different. There's a distinct difference from before and after. And that's what's happening with the Israelites. They're being sanctified. They're being separated from the other nations. So all these things are for that purpose. And I tell all of this to you to get back to my original point. this is what this is all about. Chapters 28, when we read about the tabernacle and the priest's garments and all of these things, the 10 commandments, it's for the purpose of sanctifying the people, making them new, separating them from the other nations, taking them to a new place. And God could not just say, I'm taking you out of Egypt. I'm going to take you to Canaan, this place that I've made for you, that is flowing with milk and honey. You know, as we look at the Israelites, how they were acting, like he couldn't just take them from Egypt and just put them into Canaan, because honestly, I don't think they were ready. They would have probably ruined that. And so, yeah, I hope that's making sense. Okay. Okay, yeah. As I said before, you shall put the breastpiece of judgment. They shall be on Aaron's heart when he goes before the Lord. Thus, Aaron shall bear the judgment of the people of Israel on his heart before the Lord regularly. So he has the role, the job to go before the Lord. Aaron was sanctified. He was set apart from his own people. And he had the role of going into the tabernacle, going to the most holy place. That is not somewhere that any Israelite could go into. There was a chosen people to do that, and the priests were the ones who were commanded and permitted to go into the most holy place. Anyone else who did that would face death. Basically, they would die. So, it was the role of the priest to go before into the most holy place. Keep that in mind. That's very important. So that, yeah. And there's this word. So sometimes in the chapters, they have like these little title heads, and this is consecration. And so this is good. I'm being challenged because I'm reading the word, I'm seeing the word consecrate, and I'm like, okay, how do I explain the word consecration? And I'm just like, I'll be honest, like, I'm not really sure how I can explain it. And I'm like, this is really good. As someone who has read the Bible like many times, who's familiar with these terms, I am challenged just now to make sure I know what these words mean when I tell them to someone who may not be familiar with the Bible, who may not be familiar with Christianity. Okay, so to be consecrated is to be made sacred. You know, there's this circle of words like holy, consecration. What's the other one? Sanctified. It's just to be set apart for a certain purpose. It's like I don't know if any of you have had that living. If your aunt or your grandma or your mother, so it's in everyone's family at some point in their life. They have an aunt, a grandma, or a mother that has that cabinet of fine china, the dishes that never get touched. My mom had this. My mom had this when I was like in my teens. It's coming back to me. It's crazy. I can visualize it. It was these white plates with the gold rim around it. And it was like there were plates and there were soup dishes. What do you call those? Saucers? It was like for the soup. It wasn't like a bowl. It was like the wide bowl. And it was like really fancy, and there was like the white plates with the gold trim and the gold spoon and the gold forks, gold plated knives and all this, and they would just sit in this cabinet in the living room. It was like, and it was on display. Like you could look inside. It was a glass cabinet, and you could look inside. You could see the fine china and the dishes, and that was it. That was their purpose. They would just sit there. They would just, hey, Griffinus, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm kind of being bummed. Why am my alerts not going off? What is that? What's that all about? Whatever. All right, thank you so much I'll give you the air horn. Here we go. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. I'm talking about being separated, being consecrated. Like this is what this means. And I'm trying to like make it make sense. My mom had these dishes, and they would just sit in the cabinet, like they never came out. Like me and my brothers, we used the regular stuff, the cereal bowl and the plate, I don't even know what they were. I don't even know what they were made of. That's how much they were imprinted in my mind. But this fine china, these dishes, oh no, they were set apart, yo. They had a special purpose just to be seen. So when you think of something that is consecrated, something that is sacred, it's set aside for a certain purpose. And so keep that in mind. It's like your mom's fine. Am I the only one? I know I'm not. It's like or the living room that has all the plastic on it. And you could go in there. You can sit on it. Really, your grandma has bells? This is new. What? So like there's just bells that you can't touch? I'm intrigued. What? She collects bells. That's pretty neat. Ooh. That's pretty neat. Collects bells. That's cool. And you can't touch them. No one can touch them. Right? Don't go near the bells. I bet but you're supposed to ring them. They're supposed to make noise and all. Don't touch my bells. All right? You touch my bells, I'm gonna touch your head. That's why she said something like that. They're locked away. That's my bells, they're consecrated. They set apart. You know what I mean? You touch my bells, okay? Bruh. It's funny. It's funny. So yeah, when you think of consecration, that's the image that I want you guys to have. Ring bells go wrong. Funky Bing Link. Don't touch my bells. You better not, bro. So the priests, they were to be consecrated, and this is how they would be consecrated. Okay, how much time I got? I'm gonna try. All right. So I want to keep in mind, like, this stuff actually happened. All right, what I'm about to read, what I just read, and about to like run by again. So they would take a bull, they take 2 rams, they take some unleavened bread, flour, and let me see. So firstly, they would take that. Where is it? I just seen it. You shall take the anointing oil and pour it on his head and anoint him. All right. So first of all, they got oil on the head, and they get oil poured on the head. Nowadays, we don't do nothing like that. Can you imagine, bro? I kind of like that. Would actually be kind of cool. I don't know if you guys do this. For those of you who go to church, so the church that I'm a part of, like, they will use, like, they have a like anointing oil, and they'll do like they'll either do like a dot on your head or like a cross. I've experienced both, and that would be kind of the custom of anointing you for a purpose or to sanctify you. But back here, we're reading about like it was poured on his head. There's another part in the Bible that talks about like uh, oil being poured on his head, and it was like dripping down off his beard. And I'm low key like, yeah, we should. Can we bring that back? Can we? That'd be pretty legit. That sounds cool. But what we can't bring back is this next part, because they killed the bull, they took its blood, and they put it on the horns of the altar. They put it on the base of the altar, and then they took some of the blood and they put it on Aaron's right ear, his right thumb, and his right big toe. And it's like, whoa, son, you know. And I was like, yeah, we don't need that. We don't need to do that. We can leave that back there in the Bible, please and thank you. So, but this is all of the consecration. You're looking at this, you're reading this, and you're like, whoa, like this is serious. Like, yeah, this is, the part of being like set apart and chosen for a purpose, and they were ordained, they were consecrated, they were sanctified. And so like they had this purpose of being before the Lord in the most holy place. And you think about what that means to go before the God of all creation who's going to meet with you. Like, it would be wise to, do all these things and to do what he says. So, yeah, we're going to do that. This is WRYB Radio. My name is James, a.k.a. Jay, a.k.a. your friendly neighborhood random person on the internet. And we're just talking about what we read today, Exodus chapters 28 through 34. I want to get to something else that stuck out to me. Get to like the main, what do you say? The main event. And we're going to talk about, no, actually, before we get to that, because I do want to go to the bit with the golden calf, right? Exodus 31, Oholiab and Bezalel. They were chosen to construct all the pieces of the tent and the tabernacle. Also, for those of you who weren't here yesterday, we talked about the tabernacle. Do I still have that? I'm gonna pull it up for you guys. So we talked about the tabernacle. We talked about what it looked like and all the pieces. So for those of you who like have read this part of the Bible and may not have an idea of what the tabernacle looked like, it just didn't make sense to you. Totally understandable thought to have. I'm gonna pull up a picture just to show you what all the pieces and all that. Let me see if I can pull it up, because it's pretty amazing, and it's probably not like what you think it would look like. I know for me, I wasn't even close when I read this a couple times, and I tried to imagine this in my head, and I finally saw a diagram, a picture of what it looked like. I wasn't even close. So let me pull this up for you. Also, I think I put a picture in the Discord as well. So by BTW, we got a Discord, so feel free to join that. And I'll be posting different things. I'll be posting these images and other things that'll help you get a better understanding of, whatever we read about. Oh yeah, you see it right there. Oh, check it out. Okay. So I like this picture. I'll put this one in the Discord too. So we got the entrance curtain down here to your right, and we got the curtain enclosure. So it was all enclosed. And when you go inside, you are in the court, in the court of the tabernacle. So for some of y'all who read through Psalms, it says enter his courts, enter his gates with thanksgiving, enter his courts with praise. Like, This is kind of what we're talking about. And we have the brazen altar down here. We got, oh, that's too much of a zoom. Zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. Okay, and then we got the brazen laver, and then we got over here, we got the actual tabernacle, the temple. We got the tabernacle. We got the outer veil. We got the table of showbread and the lampstand, or the menorah. Yeah. And as we go further inside, we see the altar of incense, and then we have the veil that separated the holy place from the most holy place. And in the most holy place, you have the Ark of the Covenant that had the 10 Commandments inside and the cherubim looking at each other. So it was really amazing. And this was constructed by Aholiab and Bezalel. It says that they were filled with the Spirit, with the Spirit of God, with ability and intelligence, with knowledge and all craftsmanship. They were gifted to build these things. And I think that's lovely. And so to all my creatives out there who may be wondering if God can use their creativity for the glory of God, I just want to say the answer to that is a resounding yes. Do not be afraid to use your creativity for the glory of God. If you knit, if you paint, if you do pottery, if you pot plants, that's where I was going with that. That was totally intentional. Any sort of creative thing you can be used. It can be used for the glory of God. So this was an encouragement to me when I was wondering about my own giftings, and I had the desire to create, and I wanted God to be in the center of it, but I wasn't really sure like how that would fit in the kingdom of God. For those of you who don't know, I'm an older person. I've been following Jesus for about 20. Wait, what? Am I really about to say that? No, wait, that's a lie. Hold on. 16 years. I was about to say 26. Hold on. Ain't even that long. Hold on. So it's like 2021 when I started following God. And I was reading the Bible, and like I felt like I had these creative giftings to offer to the Lord, but being creative in the kingdom of God wasn't really a big thing 16, 20 years ago. It was either, when you follow Jesus, you're either going to sing, you're going to teach, or you're going to preach. That was it. Those are the things. Are you going to play an instrument? And all these other things like making videos and graphic design and painting and all these, like they weren't really seen as viable ways to bring glory to God. And now we're totally, and so I was kind of just like, wait, what do I do with these things, these giftings that I have? And I remember reading through Exodus 31 and seeing that God chose men to be crafty, to be creative. Now they had the plan in mind. Like God told them, hey, this is what you're going to make. This is what I've chosen you to make. But it takes creativity. It takes being able to work with your hands and have the visual capacity to imagine things in a 3D space and what that would look like. And I think that's amazing that in God's kingdom, he made space for that. He made space for you to be creative as well. So don't hold back. Surrender your giftings to the Lord and watch what he'll do. Okay. And lastly, before we get to the bit with the golden calf, the Sabbath day. We're going to talk about the Sabbath day. I said it once. I'll say it again. I'll keep saying it we gotta have a Sabbath. I think it's so important, especially in 2026, where we're all about working super hard, and we've kind of almost demonized rest. We've taken getting as little sleep as possible and working as much as we can. We've taken that, we've elevated it, and we've like given people badges of honor because, oh yeah, man, you work so hard and you just been working every day, and oh, look at you not getting any sleep. Oh, that man, you giving up sleep to work hard and do the thing. Look at you. That's amazing. We're so proud of you. And in God's house, that's not how it works. It's not. He called for us to have a Sabbath, to rest. And he even says, this is how serious it is. You feel me? Listen up. 6 days work shall be done, but the seventh day is a Sabbath of solemn rest. Whoever does any work on the Sabbath day shall be put to death. Okay? Like that's how serious it is. We're gonna if you get caught working on the Sabbath, like that's it. Pack it up for me, fam. Wrap. It's a wrap. And I'm like, I think it's funny. Like this is how serious it is. In order for God to get the people of Israel to settle down, there had to be the punishment of death given. It's like, bro, dude, this is what I gotta do for y'all to chill out for a little bit, chill out for one day. Like, what are you working so hard for? Trust in my hand, trust in what I'm doing, trust that I know the end from the beginning from the end, and trust that I see you, that you are my chosen people. Like, that's when you rest, when you actually make the choice to do that. That's what I believe you're saying to God and to yourself and to those around you. Hey man, no, I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna do something. Hey man, look, you're not gonna make any more videos. You're not going live today. I'm a rest. I'm a rest. And here's a point. Here's something that I to help you remember all this. If you don't choose a day to rest, and it could be any day of the week. I don't believe I don't believe it needs to be a Saturday. I understand like life be lifing, but you need to choose like a day or a time or whatever, just to have a time of rest. Because if you don't choose that, life will choose it for you. I've seen a lot of my friends, they work and work and work. They end up burning themselves out. They end up getting sick. They end up breaking something, and they end up being out of commission for a week, 2 weeks, a month, longer than they would have been had they just decided to take a Sabbath and rest. God's not playing. He knows our frame. He knows, we fragile. I don't stop playing. Like, we fragile. We bro, let me see. So we go outside. We don't wear the right amount of clothing, bro. We get sick. Ruth said, literally scheduled a Sabbath day for tomorrow. I'm so happy. And then that's the other thing. It's so nice. It's so refreshing to just like to wake up and say, I don't have anything to do. The things that were calling on my attention, calling for me to spend time with them, I don't have a responsibility to tend to those things today, right now. And that brings me joy. It should bring you joy, Ruth. And I'm happy for you. Go ahead and get your Sabbath on. All right. There are so many things in this world that call for your attention, that call for you to pour into them and invest time and whatnot. And a Sabbath is a time for the Lord to pour into you. He should be pouring into you every day. You should be going to him to be poured into every day. But the Sabbath especially is a time to rest and be refreshed. So please, I urge you, don't take it for granted. Don't take it for granted, because you're gonna get to a point in life where you wish you had those days, where you wish you could rest. And glory be to God that He grants that for us, knowing our frame, knowing who we are. And so now we get to one of the more eventful parts of our reading today, the golden calf. All right. So I enjoyed this part because when I talked earlier and saying like, yeah, the Israelites, they were annoying, fam. Like this is one of the moments. While Moses is up on the mountain getting all these instructions and doing all these things, the people at the bottom, they out here grumbling again. Like, where's Moses? He ain't coming down. It's been, is he dead? He probably dead. He ain't coming back down. Hey bro, hey Aaron, hey, you know, we need another God. You know, we need another God. We need somebody else. Like, what you mean you need another God? Make gods for you. What you mean? and Aaron, he's like, hey man, let's make a calf. You know, I got you, fam. Let's make a calf. Let's do it. Y'all tired? Let's do it. And this brings a lot of trouble. Moses and God are talking, and God is like, hey, imagine they're just chatting, and God looks over Moses' shoulder like, hey, what's going on? What's going on back there? Hold on a second. Hey, we got a problem. We got an issue. Moses, I need you to go handle that, because like if I go and handle it, somebody gonna die. All right. Like I'm just over it. No, like God is fed up, and Moses being Moses, the wonderful person he is like, no, like Lord, like please don't. This is not what you planned for us. This is what's up with your mans, Moses? Who mans is this? What's going on, my guy? Which is funny. It's like this. Who is this? Who is this? All right, yo. Why Moses? Why Moses? Why? What's going on? Why? Why are they acting like this? They don't understand what we're doing up here. We chat. They think we just chatting just to chat. Like I'm trying to set them up. Okay. And but Moses intercedes. He pleads on behalf of the people, saying, "Hey, like if you end it here, if you take these people out now, like the Egyptians, they're going to say, hey, like this is why you freed them from us, so that you just wipe them out here? Like that don't make any sense." And so he pleads to remember Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He pleads to remember his promise, and the Lord kind of like cools down. The Bible says he relented. And Moses goes down with the tablets, and he's looking down, and people they just party. They're just having a good time. And I don't know if y'all watched the Cosby Show. And oh man, what's the daughter name? Oh, I can't remember it. But she had big fun in Baltimore. Oh, she had big fun in Baltimore. Oh, let me see if I can pull it up. Y'all probably too young for that show. Oh man, but when she came home, she got it. No, not Denise. It was the other one. It was Vanessa. It was Nessa. Denise was annoying too. We can have a whole other stream talking about Denise, cause Denise, she got him nerves. I wanted to, it was time. I was like, I wanted to put my hands around the neck. Denise, what you doing? Nessa. Let me see. Let me see if I pull it up real fast. So Vanessa, she ran away from her parents. She out there partying, having big fun in Baltimore. I'm gonna put that in the Discord. But when she came home, she got it. She got it from Mama Huxtable. And same thing, the people at the mountain, they was having big fun. And Moses turned around, saw Moses with the tablet. Moses broke the tablet. Said, "Hey, what's that noise back there?" Oh, hey, Moses, what's up, Moses? Oh, you back there from the mountain, Moses? You done came back. Hey, how you going, buddy? Let's go. And Moses was livid. Moses. Oh man, I know it's a very serious moment, and I can only imagine what it was like actually being there. But from the outside looking in, I just can't help but laugh because it's like, guys, like I'm up here meeting with God on your behalf. I'm trying to get things straight with y'all, and this is what y'all doing. When I'm not, and he just breaks the tablets. And God's like, bro, you broke my tablets. Moses, why am I catching strays from from what they did? And so Moses takes the calf, he burns it with fire, he grinds it into powder, and he makes the people of Israel drink it. So now they're like drinking they're taking in their iniquity and their sin. And then Moses says, it's this whole thing. Moses says to Aaron, he's like, bro, Aaron, like I left you here to lead them. Why did you let them take advantage of you? Why did you let them talk you into this? And I love Aaron's response. What does he say? He says, bro, like we didn't know he was going to come back. They said they want another guy. I was like, cool. So I said, let anybody who have gold take it off. So, they gave me the gold. I threw the gold into the fire, and out came this calf. It just appeared out of nowhere. It just appeared out of nowhere. It just came out of the fire, bro. And Moses is just like,
oh, brother, this guy stinks.
Come on. It just came out. It's just, no, like, it's not my fault. Yeah, I just put it in the fire. and then I like at the end when Moses goes back up and he's speaking to God again, and he says, then the Lord sent the plague on the people because they made the calf, the one that Aaron made. Like, God's like, stop playing, Aaron. I know that you made this. We all know that you made it. Like, why are you trying to spin it like it just came out of the fire from just on its own? Oh man. It's just like people, right? Like,
you what?
you what? Hey, I just made this calf. It just came out. You what? You, bruh. But no, in all seriousness, like this, they committed a great sin against God. They were not supposed to make any images, worship any other gods, and it cost them. It cost them a great deal. The Levites came around Moses and they said, you need to kill his brother and his companion and his neighbor. And 3,000 people were killed because of this iniquity, because of this sin, because of what they did against God. And that's sad. Okay. And reminder to myself, reminder to all of us who, call themselves followers of Jesus, don't play around with sin, because it'll cost you more than what you were ever willing to pay. These people had no idea that was going to be the price that they had to pay for making this calf. And yeah, it's sad. And thankfully, all of Israel wasn't taken out. And Moses, the restraint that God had on Aaron was, after what Aaron was mind blowing, right? Like you don't read about, there's nothing written about anything being done against Aaron. It's just the people. There's 3,000 people that were killed, and for all we know, Aaron just kind of watched. Like, this is, hey, my friend, like, this is on you. This is on you. You know, you gotta. And thankfully, like, nothing happened to you. You know, that is mercy. So, yeah. Any straight up fact of life, when you fall into sin, it'll make you pay more than what you were ever willing to pay. It'll cost you more than what you were willing to pay, and take you further than what you were willing to go. It's never worth it. Okay. So, so they leave. He goes down off Mount Sinai, and Moses wants to see God's face, and God's like, I mean, cool request, but nah. And oh, and this is the thing I want to get to. I'm sorry. Yeah. Let me see how I want to say this. Right. So Moses wants to see God's face. God says, I appreciate it, but no. Because if you do, you're gonna die. No one can see me and live. And for those of you who may not be familiar with God, Bible Christianity, I said it before, God is holy. So holy that no one can see him and live. And before, when we were talking about the thing with the golden calf, the issue with the golden calf, God says to Moses, like, if I go down, let me see, where is it at? Let me see. I want to find it. I don't want to paraphrase it. Where is it? It's here. Nope. Oh, come on. Where is it? The Lord said to Moses, go down with people. They have corrupted themselves. They have turned away, but they command and sacrifice to it. It's stiff-necked people, and now go. Then I may consume them and make great. Is that what I wanted? Was that what I was trying to say? Yeah. This is what I wanted to say right here. He says, now therefore let me alone, that my wrath may burn hot against them, and I may consume them, in order that I may make a great nation of you. And so in this moment with the golden calf, God wanted to go down. And the thing about God's holiness and sin is that they are like oil and water, and they do not mix. But they are different from oil and water in that God will consume and destroy sin just by it being in its presence. Just it'll just be vaporized. It's like putting hot water. It's like hot water. It's like putting water out on a scorching sidewalk. It just won't survive. You know, and so when we talk about God's holiness, that's one of the aspects of it. It's like no man can see me and live, because it's just that overwhelming. I like it. He's indescribable. Like, how do you fathom, describe the God who created everything. And how do you even get to a place where you are able to be before him? So, God in all of his wisdom and mercy says, no, you can't see my glory, but, you can see my back. Don't put water on hot oil kind of deal. Exactly. Yeah. And, you shall see my back. You shall see you shall see behind me. And man, like how amazing that was. And chapter 34, verse 7, it says, verse 6, it says, the Lord is a merciful God, gracious, slow to anger, abounding in steadfast love and faithfulness, keeping steadfast love for thousands, forgiving iniquity and transgression and sin. So this is him talking about God's character. He is loving. He is faithful. He is steadfast love. His love never changes. He is forgiving. He forgives iniquity and transgressions and sin. And, that we enjoy that part about God. We enjoy the part where, we mess up and we ask for forgiveness and he forgives because his love is so great. It's greater than what we could ever imagine. But, the other part of God's character, Moses also says, who will by no means clear the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers on the children and the children's children to the third generation. So for the person who might be unfamiliar with God, you might hear, oh yeah, God is love and he's loving and forgiving, and he is. But God is also not one to just overlook the guilty, people who have done wrong, and he's a God that is just and judging, and he makes wise judgments, and that's the God that we talk about when we talk about the God of the Bible. He is both loving and just, and we trust him in both aspects. We trust him in his character. And as we round out the end of the reading, we talk about Moses' face. He was before God so long that he was shining on his face and he had to wear a veil. And I think that's lovely. I think that's cool. And that's all I want to say about that. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's reading. I would love to hear any thoughts, anything that you had, anything that stuck out to you, anything that you liked, anything that made you uncomfortable, anything that you like to discuss at all as we begin to land the plane on this stream. My name is James, aka Wabi Sabi J, aka your friendly neighborhood random person on the internet. And if you are not sure what the RYB stands for, read your Bible. That's what we're doing, reading through the Bible with the goal to finish it before the end of the year. This is WRYB Radio, the place where we learn about Jesus, ourselves, and what this life is all about. That's what we're doing. What a read. What a read. Whew. That was like the craziest yap sesh that I just had. Let me drink some tea real fast. I'm gonna be putting that other picture of the tabernacle in the Discord. Also, I'm gonna be also throw the thing with the big fun in the Discord too. I'll do that right now. That'll be just between you and I, those who are in the stream today. Let me see. Hold on. Let me make sure I have the right link. There we go. But for those of you who are in the stream, what are you up to today? Are you you working, you in school. It is currently 11:50 here in Japan. I'm about to land the plane on the stream and get me a decent night of rest. Tomorrow is it's Friday for us. It's your Thursday. It'll be Thursday for y'all. What do you guys got planned for the weekend? The wife is doing a Galentine's thing with some friends, so she kicked me out of the house. I'm not allowed to be here while she's celebrating with her lady friends, which is fair. I gotta go find something to do. So if you see me, if you're in Japan and you just see me just being sad, don't just it's okay. I'm fine. You can give me a hug or something, but just know that it's okay. Me and the wife, like, we're fine. It's just, it is what it is. You gotta make sacrifices. That's what you do when you love someone. You just say, oh yeah, you can have a house. Yeah, it's fine. It's cool. I'll just find something to do for the next 12 hours. It's all great. Nah, I got something planned with some of my guy friends, so it's gonna be all good. I'm looking forward to that. But for those of you who are going to hang out here on Twitch, I'm gonna look for somebody to raid to. I enjoyed reading. I hope you guys are enjoying this as well. This is gonna be the ride that we're on until we finish reading through the Bible. This is it. This is a project that I've been wanting to do for the longest time. And, I just want to be able to share it with as many people as possible. Because I just think everybody should read through the Bible, whether you like God or not, whether you like Christianity or not. You should just read through the Bible, and that way you can get a better understanding of God's character. You can make more informed decisions about who God is, and where you want Him to be in your life. I see so many people have these crazy takes about God and Christianity, and I hear them say things that make me go, did you actually read the Bible? Or are you just speaking from emotions? Because that don't make sense. Let me find somebody to raid. Let's see. Oh, BT Dubs. Does anyone have a song that we want to end the stream with? Do you have any recommendations? I got something I can put, but I want to hear from you guys first before I throw my song on the end. Okay. Let me see. Bump, bump, bump. Let me see. I'll turn this up while I wait. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I found someone that I wanna raid to. All right. Let me see. Let me go back to the chat, see if anyone made any requests for songs. No one made a request for songs, and that's okay. All right, now I'm gonna find us a little jam. All right, let me see. Let me see if I can find something that's that is appropriate for today. Probably not. Nothing's coming to my brain just yet. Okay. Wait. My brain is working. Hold on. I'm scrolling through my songs. Okay. Yeah. Wait a minute. Is this the song that we want to do? Okay, hold on. Let me make sure I got the right version. Is this it? Okay, I think this is what we're gonna do. I don't know why. We're gonna go a little old school with it. I think this is old school. Hold on. I gotta find it. I gotta find the track. I'm finding it. I'm trying to find it. Hold on. Where is it? Maybe I can find it. Maybe I won't find it. Maybe I won't find it. Hold on now. It's here. It is here. Come on. It's in my head. I just need to. There we go. Haha. All right. So as we close out the stream, I just want you guys to remember that the Bible isn't something to just read or a book of rules. It's an invitation. And if you've never placed your trust in Jesus, or if you've drifted and you feel that pull again, you don't have to wait for any sort of special moment. Today is that day. So I just compel you to come to Jesus, to choose him. Read your Bible, learn more about who he is, and choose him. It's the best decision that you could ever make. He offers forgiveness, new life, and rest for the weary. Not because you've earned it. You don't have to do anything to earn it, but it's simply because he loves you. So choose him today. Thank you for listening. This is WRYB Radio. We're going to close out on an oldie but goodie. It's called He's a Mighty God by Joshua's Troop. As we close out the stream and we play this and the song plays, feel free to put your emojis in the chat. Hopefully you like the song. And Lord willing, I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to try to get some sleep and prepare for tomorrow's stream. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful Thursday. And you guys take care. All right. Let me see. Here we go. Wait, did I hit that button already? Wait. This is He's a Mighty God, Joshua's Troop. And this is WRYB Radio. Take care.